everybody. It's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This week, the big movie that opened that I went to see was The Exorcist Believer, which it's from David Gordon Green, who did the new Halloween trilogy. And given how I felt about that, I went into this with extremely low expectations, and I was still disappointed. It's not just a bad follow-up to The Exorcist, it's just a bad movie in general. It's not scary, and the characters are either undeveloped or underdeveloped, and either way, none of them are particularly likable. Most of them are just, some of them are just actively awful, and others are just kind of abrasive, and, you can't get into it. And it's sad because you're supposed to care about this family, and you hope that this girl will survive and everything. But I found myself just not caring what happened to them because I didn't care about them. And it's insane because it's nearly 2 hours long, and you would think that some of that running time would have been used to really develop the characters. But they don't, and it suffers for that. And I also felt really bad for Ellen Burstyn, who, I was just I hope that she got paid really well for doing this nonsense. And it turns out she did. It turns out that, I guess she turned them down, and so they doubled the offer, and she was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And that money was donated to, the college theater fund where she teaches, So I was like, okay, good. At least some good came out of this movie, because this movie is not good. I would not recommend seeing it in the theater. Do not pay money for it. If you happen to have, it's Universal, so if you happen to have Peacock and you're curious, you could try watching it when it shows up there in a couple of months. But it's really not worth your time. And wow. They need to stop David Gordon Green before he touches another iconic horror franchise, because why does he keep getting work? I don't get it. I mean, I guess the Halloween movies did really well, so that's why he keeps getting work, but maybe this will help make people realize, no, maybe not. As for games, I know a lot of people are enjoying Assassin's Creed Mirage, which came out on Friday. I am not one of them. I actually saw a review. I read the IGN review of the game, and it confirmed my suspicions that they were saying this is a return to old school Assassin's Creed. And so it is not one of these big open world RPGs like Odyssey and Origins and Valhalla. It's still open world, but it's very much a stealth focused game. It is not like an action RPG kind of thing with some stealth. This is all out stealth, and I am not a fan of that, and I'm not good at that. That's why I'm not a fan of it, because I'm not good at it. So I will not be playing this. I might play it if it was on sale for $15 or something. Then I might be tempted, I suppose. But yeah, we're giving this a miss. Also, I'm not playing it because I am waiting for Spider-Man, so I'm certainly not going to start something now 2 weeks before Spider-Man comes out. Also, because I am not going to start something now because I'm still not done with Sea of Stars. And speaking of Sea of Stars, segue, we can now add it to the very short list of games that have made me cry. Yes, I cried at a retro pixel JRPG. Couldn't help it. I got all caught up in it. I'm not going to say why, because obviously I'm avoiding spoilers, but it was a moment that I was dreading, and then it actually still happened, and I was like, oh my god, this is terrible, and I was very upset. And I give the game credit for, in the aftermath of that very emotional moment, it used these, comic book cutscenes using the pixel art of the characters to help, extend the scene and all. And that was so much more effective to me than previously in the game when there was a moment where, you know, they needed to show something happening that they couldn't do with the pixels. They would do an anime cutscene. And I was very grateful in this moment that they used the pixel art, because I felt that was much more effective. It didn't pull me out of the game the way that the anime cutscenes do. So in this moment, I was very grateful for that. It just made it worse, honestly. But I am clearly in the end game, in like the third part of the 3 parts, because after the emotional moment, there was a big reveal. And I literally went from like, oh, this is so sad, to, oh my God, what? So I'm very excited to see what else is in store, because clearly these writers have more tricks up their sleeve. And I look forward to seeing what those tricks are as I near the end of this game. And I'm also grateful that I am playing this on the Switch, not just because of the portability that lets me play it more often than if I was playing it on my PlayStation, and tied to the TV, but also because the Switch does not have trophies. Because I feel like if I was playing this on the PlayStation, there might be some trophies where I'd be like, oh, I've almost got that one. Let me go and backtrack and do all this other crap just to get this trophy. And that would slow me down and be annoying, and I might not enjoy it because the backtracking is kind of annoying. But on the Switch, I can just play the game and enjoy it and just go along with the story. And if I don't collect all the music pages, who cares? If I don't finish building the town, who cares? That's just side stuff, you know? I'm more focused on the main story. So that is it for this week. And come back next episode. And I don't think that I will have finished Sea of Stars, but I should be really close to the end by then. So come back and find out if that's true. Bye!